Hi guys, back videoing again, and here we go. I've had a long break, as you probably have guessed, and I haven't been doing much watching the videos either online. I just thought I'd have an almost complete break of it for a while. Sometimes you just get hooked up and that's all you ever seem to be doing is getting home, watching videos and doing little else. In fact, I've done very little since Christmas. Number of reasons. Firstly, trying to get my body back into balance again. I developed type 2 diabetes, which it's a life-changing thing in one respect. I pretty well guessed I had it last year anyway, and went to the doctors when I had a small break before Christmas and told the doctor my symptoms. I said, this is what I've got. The doctor agreed, and just going through the process of all the preliminary exams and tests and what have you. But other than that, I'm pretty well okay. I haven't got out at all since Christmas because of the interminable rain. Today I've got a day off and it's sunny, but I haven't gone out. I've had a week off and I've done very little getting out, basically because every time I go out it rains. Ground is so saturated around here that the paws of my little doggy squelches underneath, the ground squelches underneath his paws. It's so saturated. I want to get out and do stuff, but I can't. In another video I've assembled some carving tools together. I've started trying to get back into carving. It's been a hit and miss lately, and it's just hit and miss basically. I'm getting there. I've assembled the tools, so I've got a load of wood carving stuff that I've had, and it's and I've made a spoon which I will show in another video. I've made many spoons in the past. I'm getting back into making them again. I'm not into fancy sort of wood spirit carving on walking sticks. I'm more into making practical tools in a sense and decorating them in the Swedish style. Bought a few books lately, and I've expanded my Kindle. The Kindle's now got, not only has it got a Stellarium star map, I've also got tide tables in there. So I just put in where I'm going to go, say like Hastings, and it'll give me the tides for that day or whatever day I happen to program in. Another video I'll be making some buoys for longline fishing and net fishing. Rather than going out and buying a buoy, as I'll explain in the video, I came across an idea using, I think it's called Mountain Dew, the bottles from that. I can't drink it, but there's enough empty bottles at work. Got some new River Cottage books, one on booze, one on salting and curing meat, which I intend to have a go at this year. I intend to do a lot more this year than I did last year. Last year, apart from my getting married, which was the best thing ever, it was a pretty crap year. I had one sister pass away, as some of you may know, and my other sister, she's just now been given the all clear from cancer. So it was a pretty crap year family wise, and even though you don't think it affects you, it does, and it always creeps up on you, you know, the way things affect you. As I say, I want to get out. I've got stuff booked out for the year, and bought a new rucksack which I'll be going through in a minute. It's a nice little rucksack and it's an osprey, and I shall go through that in a minute. Other than that, not a lot's been happening. I still have issues with the bushcrafting world and the way it sort of tries to perceive itself. I think basically what happens is people go into it with all the best will in the world and end up being kit junkies. And in a sense we're all kit junkies in one form or another. It's actually trying to step back from that, trying to use as little kit as possible, being comfortable but not taking the kitchen sink out into the woods with you, or out into the fields, moors, coast, or wherever you happen to be going. I think many people lose the fundamental aspect of bushcraft, which is doing it simply and doing it economically. And it doesn't mean buying cheap kit, it means looking at what you're going to buy, thinking how long will that last? Do I need another knife? I mean, we've all, so I seem to have collected some knives along the way. Some have been gifts, some I've bought. They're all good. We all have our favourite knife, but you don't need to take a knife out with you wherever you go. I mean, as I'll be going through this kit list in a minute, you don't need to take all that gear with you. And I'm moving part of the man cave outside. I'm getting a shed and an arbour in the back garden, a place I can sit down in the summer months when I'm not going out and do my woodcrafty things. And that's about it. Anyway, in the next thing, guys, I'll be going over the rucksack that I bought and discussing its various aspects. So guys, I'll see you in the next scene. Right guys, welcome. This is the Osprey 38 pack. Shock horror, it doesn't look like a military pack, so how can it be used for bushcrafting? Well, it's not part of the bushcraft uniform. I'm a bit of a maverick. This suits me for what I want it to use, what I want to use it for. Primarily it's for taking stuff to and fro to work, my weights, my lunch. But I've got this size pack because I can actually use it for a very light overnight pack or just a long day pack rather than carrying my Sabre 35. It's nice, it's a nice pack, there's some nice features on it. As you can see, it's got a lovely stow feature for the walking poles. In the back there somewhere there's a pouch to drop the hydration pouch, which can carry 2 to 3 litres of water, and it's on the outside of the pack rather than having to ferret around on the inside. Down here you've got 2 pouches, which I think the carry wall could have done with. Unfortunately it's got no side pouches, but it's got 2 side nets and a back net. And of course it's got a top pocket and an inside top pocket. And it's got basically 2 compartments. It's got a large top compartment and a smaller bottom compartment, which I'll be highlighting later on. Now, as I say, this is all packed up and ready for a light overnight gig. The only thing I haven't got in here is the 4 litres of water that I would carry for a light overnight, and I mean this is a really light overnight. It'll be like midsummer, no rain, and I'll go through some other options in a minute which I've got laid out over there. What I'll do is I'll unpack it and we see what we've got inside. Right, first thing is the midge and mosquito net. Very important, these, particularly when you're in Scotland, because midges can be a right pain, particularly if you're trying to do some work, or if you're walking somewhere like the West Highland Way. Most times people will walk that and all you ever see really is midges everywhere. But it's a fact of life, and without the midges you wouldn't get the bats and all the sort of interconnectedness. Next thing on the top of the pack is this comes everywhere with me. It's my little first aid kit. I'm thinking about buying another personal one so I can just keep one on the pack all the time rather than keep taking this off and moving it around, because it can easily get mislaid then. Very important piece of kit, even if you're only carrying a folding knife. In the top pocket, now I've added this, I had some of these made up on the last Scottish trip and I just had a little bit of customisation. Now, as I say, I packed this up for a light overnight, so just a folding pocket knife. I mean, this one, the blade's lock, and it's got a corkscrew on it. Good little knife, tin opener on it. Well pleased. Obviously it's a Victorinox one. and very good. I'll be coming back to the knife and saw thing a little bit later on. Toilet kit and head torch, both important. Toilet kit, I tend to make a digging stick when I'm out. You can take a small shovel if you wish, but I find the digging stick, if it's just making a cat hole for myself, suffices. Usual stuff in there, some wet wipes and what have you, an antibac. Right, for the purposes of this particular video, the only bladder I've got at the moment is my Carrymore bladder. Holds 3 litres. It's a good bladder, but it doesn't fit in a bladder pouch at the back, so I strapped it to the side on the compression straps. It's good water bladder, and it comes, this particular model comes with its own carry strap, so you can actually carry this as a standalone item. If you're just going out for a really light walk and you've got a side pouch or set of kidney pouches. Now we'll take this off. As I say, inside there's a carry straps, and it actually fits on the side of the 45 and the 75 litre rucksacks. On the other side, my sit mat, because my bum's getting bony. I've lost a lot of weight over the last year, and I mean an awful lot of weight, and things aren't as smooth as they used to be. Right, right at the bottom here, let's lift this up. Of course, the sleeping mat and ground sheet. This is a full length sleeping mat, but you can get away with a half size one, which I've got a couple of half size ones. You just undo them and that falls to the ground. Chomp. Right, and as I said, with this particular one you've got a lovely, I mean, not only have you got on the back 2 tool holders, in fact the axe fits quite nicely on that. Basically designed for ice axes and crampons. Here you've got a place to stow your walking poles, so they're easy to get at, and I think it's a rather good design from Osprey. So I'll take the walking poles out. I find walking poles, even though you might not use them, they're very useful to carry with you. They're great for just if you've got to stand your boots up overnight. So let's go from the top. So you've got a top pocket here, and you've got 2 daisy chains, so you can put extra straps on and maybe carry something external as well, which I will come to later. Right, in the top I've got an inside pocket. Bizarrely I've got my seasoning in there. If this does look a bit weird, this video, it's actually I'm filming it upside down, so sounds a wee bit. Right, great little top mesh pocket. Obviously put your wallet and car keys or whatever you're on the top. Right, and there we go. Right, wet wipes. These need sealing. If it's a light overnight, I carry a packet of wet wipes. Great for freshening yourself up in the mornings. What else have we got in here? Right. That is my overnight kit food wise. I've got some rice, tuna, some porridge and some soup, and I'll probably get a couple of packets of rolls to put in so I can have with the soup. I would have already buttered them before I left home. That is my food for an overnight. Might not seem much. You don't need to carry bog loads of food with you. A towel. Now I come to the nitty gritty. Methylated spirits, that's the fuel for my Trangia burner. I've got a couple of cooking stoves. The other stove will fit in there. I've got a Primus one which has got a large fuel bottle, which it's about the same size as that, so I could fill the fuel bottle up before I went. The burn time on my burner is about half an hour on the Trangia, which is enough to cook up my dinner and cook up a brew, or brew up a brew. Part of my brew kit, 1 litre water bottle. There's some reflectors for when I'm taking out the small Trangia triangle, which I could probably chuck in here anyway. This is actually a chalk pouch for climbing, and I thought to myself when I saw it, I could put that to another good use. It actually goes into my day sack, and on there's a fire flash and a lighter. The Australian hoochie. Be coming back to this in a minute as regards other kit you can carry with you. It folds up nice and small. It's 3 by 2 metres. Very good. Don't need a bivy bag when I'm using this. What else have we got here? And the last bit in the top pocket is the my Quantum 500 down sleeping bag. This actually fits me a lot better now I've lost weight. Very good bit of kit. Packs down really small. This packs down smaller than my other 3 sleeping bags. As I say, for a light overnight this will suffice greatly, provided it's going to be a mild night. It's a 3-season bag. It works well, and I've had this a number of years now. It's looking quite grubby on the outside. And I'll come back to the whole bivy bag scenario. Right. This is the bottom part of the kit, and mug. I tend not to use my my old military mug anymore. This does me a lot better. It contains the same amount of fluid, but keeps warmer for longer. And last but not least, my Trangia cooker. As I mentioned earlier, it's about buying stuff. I bought this, crikey, at 1983, I think, 1980s, definitely the early 80s, and the only thing I've ever replaced on the piece of equipment is the O-ring on the burner. It's good for a light overnight thing. It's good. In fact, if you can guarantee on finding plenty of firewood and having an open fire, you might not even have to take this out, just a small billy can. But just suffice to say, this is good enough for a light overnight kit. Right, let's get to the bag itself. I'll just move this around a little bit. Right, here we go. This is your Osprey bag, and obviously you've got an adjustable bottom pocket, which I will keep all my cooking kit in at the bottom. Bedroll strap, or what I call sleeping mat straps. Right, and these go up quite nicely. Double-sided zip, so you can actually bring it into the middle. If you move up, there's another zip here, and in there's the rain cover. So it's got a built-in rain cover, which is great. Here, mat pocket, or documents pocket of some sort. Maybe put your snacks in. And as I said earlier, the main compartment's top loading, and you've got two two top pockets, one on the inside and one on the outside. Oh, and I left that in there. Tin a smidge. At the back here, that's where your hydration pouch fits. So it fits on the outside, which is a lot better. It saves a lot of faffing about. And on the hip belt, you've got two nice pockets, which is great. You can maybe carry a few snacks in there. I carry a Leatherman actually on one side. That's my sort of everyday carry. It comes in useful at work occasionally. Back is adjustable, so you can adjust it to fit your own back, which is good, and it's nice and airy. It's quite a light pack, quite a lightweight bag, and it is actually a pleasant green colour, and you've got two sets of daisy chains on the other side. The price I got it for, to me it was a bargain. It will do everything I need it to do for the next few years. I shan't need to buy another rucksack ever really. I'm of the age now when I don't need to buy much else. But, so it's a very good piece of kit. I'm well pleased with it, and it shall see its duties for a long time. Now, I was talking about, I'll just adjust this. Right, I was talking about other bits of kit you could carry with this. What I've got there is enough for a light overnight. Maybe you could stretch it into a day and a half maybe. I've got a sleeping bag, I've got a roll mat. You could actually get away with using a half roll mat. Also, you don't need to take the tarp with you. If you can guarantee it being like a daylight today, the weather's going to be dead clear. There's not going to be rain, maybe a bit of a light dew. You can either use that, which is my bivvy bag. I don't use it very often, but it's great. It's nice and light. If I was camping out in the open rather than woodland, I would have either a tendency to use that, or that. Now that could actually clip on the outside, on the compression straps on the side, and that's my Jack Wolfskin gossamer. It's like either a very small one-man tent or a very, very large bivvy bag, and this can be set up in next to no time. I haven't used it for a couple of years, but it's a way good bit of kit. For the solo hike-up, I would recommend that heartily. In fact, if you teamed it up with if you've got a slightly bigger bag and you teamed it up with a tarp, worked brilliantly. As far as that goes, that's about it. And I shall get back to you later, guys. I hope that's been an informative video. As far as carrying kit goes, that's what I would carry for an overnight. I might carry a bit more food, I tend, sort of try and enjoy myself a bit. Maybe slip a bottle of beer in, or maybe a bottle of wine. No, I'm not a great wine drinker. As regards extra kit, the only other couple of bits of kit I would take would be my knife and my saw, but that would only be if I was going to have an open fire. I've got other bits and pieces I would carry with me. It might be a nice evening, so I'd whittle, so maybe I'd take that as my carving jack, and maybe carve a little spoon up or whatever, There's always, everything's endless. And that's it for a light night, either woodland or open land. That is the kit I would carry, and that is my new Osprey bag. I know it's not a military type bag as so used by many bushcrafters, but heck, it's not. You don't need to keep carrying burgers can be a little tad on the heavy side. That's nice and light. It carries the kit I need to carry. You don't need to carry. A lot of the time we carry stuff that we don't need to carry. You get home and you think to yourself, well, why did I carry that, and why did I carry that? I never used it. Think about the stuff you're going to use when you're out. you know, you're not going to use the axe every time. You're not going to use the large bushcrafty type knife or the saw. So on that note guys, I'll catch you down the line on another video.